Hey gang, Tony here with another weekly movie roundup. I'm gonna just get into it this week. First movie I watched was Monster Squad, mainly because I got this Boss candle in the Don't Eat the Gum box that I ordered. There's a video of that if you want to watch it. But I saw that and I was like, well, yeah, I haven't watched that in quite a while. So I popped that in, and it's always a good one. Really nothing more to say about that. If you've never seen Monster Squad, you should totally watch it. Although, I don't know, if you didn't grow up in the 80s, if you didn't see this as a kid, and you see it for the first time now, I wonder if it's as good for you as it is for people who grew up with it, because I feel like it's not the best movie in the world, actually, but that we just, people who were horror fans and grew up with that kind of stuff just, have, a soft spot for it. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. That one, I don't think it's available on any instant streaming thing. You probably just have to buy it or rent it or something. Birdman I got through Netflix DVD, so that was actually sent to me on DVD from Netflix. It's also available on Redbox, I'm pretty sure. Birdman was really fun. I didn't know much about this one going into it, and was sort of surprised by the content and pretty much everything, because I had no idea what it was about. But I enjoyed it quite a bit. The acting was phenomenal. I really like Ed Norton, Michael Keaton, and they both do really amazing work in this. And yeah, I mean, as long as you know what you're getting into, I think, because I heard one of my friends thought it was like a superhero movie because of the name, and he was disappointed in it. Probably, I would say it has to be totally because he was expecting something completely different. But no, it's a really great movie. I liked it. I would give it 8 or 9 stars out of 10 probably. I watched The Discoverers, that is on Netflix instant streaming. This one was alright. Don't remember any of the actors' names in it. This one is about a father who's kind of taking his daughter and son for a little trip, partly for the daughter's birthday, but partly because the parents are separated and they don't see them. He doesn't see the kids all the time. And they end up kind of having to take care of his father and go on this sort of, I forget what they call it, but it was basically a hiking trip where everyone pretends to be part of the Lewis and Clark expedition. And it's a decent movie. Probably wouldn't watch it again. It's maybe a 6 out of 10 stars for me. Harmontown. I realize that I sound I'm not very excited right now. I don't know why that is. I'm sorry, guys. It's kind of sort of struggling through this video, apparently. I didn't really, as I started the video, I was like, I'm not in the mood to do this. I'm gonna do it anyway, though. Could do it. Gonna make it happen. I promised these videos on Sunday, so you know what I mean? Gotta do it. Harmontown. Harmontown! It was good. If you like the show Community, then you probably would enjoy this. It's a documentary following the events of kind of a road show that Dan Harmon put on. Kind of like a live podcast, I guess, is what he was doing. His podcast is called Harmontown. And, you get a little bit of the background of what was going on with the whole community uproar that was happening a couple of years ago, whenever that was. A couple little things with Chevy Chase, how they were kind of had a falling out, I guess. And you're gonna watch this mostly because you're a fan of either Dan Harmon or Community, and it's definitely a fun watch though. I liked it. Probably 8 stars out of 10. This is on instant streaming Netflix if you want to watch it. I also watched How to Train Your Dragon Part 2. That was on Netflix Instant. What can you say about this movie? It's a cartoon. It's the sequel to How to Train Your Dragon. If you like the first one, you'll like the second one. I did enjoy that. Come Back to Me. Come Back to Me was also on Netflix Instant. It was an interesting concept. So there's a couple and some new kid moves in next door, and then the wife and husband start, mostly the wife, the husband every once in a while, start experiencing this strange sensation like of waking up and not really being able to remember what happened the night before, and having like night terrors, and just not understanding what this weird thing is happening to them every night. They go through the movie trying to figure it out, basically. The problem with this movie is that it's really, really obvious what's going on. Like, from the beginning. You know exactly, like, what the mystery is, and they shot it in such a way that that's central to the enjoyment of the film, like, trying to figure out what the mystery is. Oh, what's going on? I don't know. But you know what's going on, or at least I did, and it kind of takes away from it. But it's still interesting. It's still fun. But it's definitely, like, it definitely could have been done better. And when you hinge the entire plot of a movie on the mystery element, you can't be so obvious about it. There's so many, unless they expected people to know and they didn't care, but it just felt like it was supposed to be a mystery. Because they spend the entire middle of the movie, like, not saying exactly what's going on. So if you know what's going on, how the fuck. It was alright. Give it a watch. See if you can figure it out. Alright, last up is Beyond. I watched this one last night, actually. It is a British movie about an asteroid that's going to hit the Earth, and the subsequent alien invasion. However, it's really not about that. It's really more about the relationship of the main characters, the guy and the girl. I don't remember names. So going into this, don't expect like a action science fiction movie. It's totally not. We don't really explore those elements as much as we do explore the characters and their relationship. So in a sense, it's almost like a, drama. I don't know. It was okay. 7 out of 10 stars. I don't know. Give it a shot if you want. And, alright, I watched a couple of TV shows as well. Quickly, one of them is Danger 5, which Johnny Tejaz was recommending. It was... I get why, like... I get why people like it, I guess. But I watched a lot of it. I watched the first season of it. There's like 6 episodes per season. And I used to love stuff like that. Like, it reminds me of kind of like Cartoon Network, Adult Swim sort of style comedy. That, like, very stylized, over the top, satiric sort of comedy. I get it. But I don't, like, while watching it, I don't outwardly laugh. I don't, like, hysterically laugh. I kind of am like, I get the jokes. I understand what they're making fun of and what the joke is, but it doesn't make me laugh. It just kind of is like, oh, okay, that's clever. There's, like, running jokes throughout the entire series. Yeah, I don't know. It's... I'm sure some people probably love the shit out of it, but I just think it's okay. And then I watched the first episode back of House of Cards. I like that show a lot. Both on Netflix Instant, by the way. And then I didn't watch this, but I did notice that Dummy is on Instant streaming for Netflix. It has Adrian Brody, Mia Jovovich, Vera Farmiga. Is that how you say her name? I'm so bad with names. I'm sorry, guys. She's the mother on Bates Motel. I love the shit out of this movie. I didn't watch it recently when it popped up, but I own it, and I've watched it like dozens of times, and I've had it for years, and I just love that movie. It's a romantic comedy, indie romantic comedy, but it's just quirky and, just right up my alley, sort of, in terms of If I'm not watching horror, I really like those like kind of weird, quirky, funny type indie films. So I love it. I don't know if you'll like it or not. You'll probably watch it and be like, meh. But I wanted to mention it because of the movies that I saw, that not being one of them, my recommendations for the week would be Monster Squad, even though that's an old one, Dummy, which is obviously an old one, but it's available on Netflix, and probably Harmontown. Oh, Birdman. Definitely Birdman. And if you're into cartoons, How to Train Your Dragon Part 2. Alright, everybody. So ends my totally mundane, not at all exciting recap of the movies that I watched this week. I promise next time I make a video, I'll wait until I'm actually like in a good mood. That'd be helpful. Alright, everybody. See you soon. Breathe deep in the night.